Hello, everyone, and welcome to another round three winners side match in the lower bracket of the Hollow Knight Randomizer Lockout Bingo tournament between Gundham and Edgy. Right away, you'll notice we've started in random start, so this match is going to look a little bit unlike some of the other random matches we've seen before, even right off the bat at the beginning. The runners have been counted down, so we should be getting the go-ahead any second now.
Yep. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this race.
And so it's hard to do a good board evaluation. It looks like we're starting by resting grounds. This looks like the descending dark area. Yeah, so it looks like getting away to Crossroads early on will be really effective, seeing 4 shops and a lot of early green path goals.
Yep. So pretty much they will only have 3 checks available where progression can be right now. So it's very likely that we find a quick way out of resting grounds very early.
Yeah, and that's the thing about some of these random start locations. They sort of tend to hem you in terms of what your first progression item is in a way that Crossroads start tends not to do. We are on easy logic still, this being the lower bracket and not yet in top 4. And both of these runners, I believe, are new as of the bracket phase to this tournament. So really impressive showing thus far, with only one of these players being able to continue to winner's side, get a shot at that medium logic winners finals.
Yep, pretty sure that's the case.
And Gundam not even gonna check essence. Makes sense. Can't be your way out of here. Tramp pass is a pretty big deal. There's your Crossroads access right there.
That is immediate Crossroads access. Also, quick way to Hive Knight eventually. As soon as they find vertical, technically.
And meanwhile, elegant key. So we're getting most of our terrible one-off singleton checks out of the way right at the beginning. The seed being kind.
Yep. Elegant key also relevant since check sheet is on the board. So even another less single item that we need to find is off the board already.
Yeah, and looking at the board, it looks decently random. Just looking around, I see 2 Unbreakable Charms, 10 Lifeblood Masks, a couple random charm goals, God Tuner, and in addition to X Shade Soul for horrible one-offs. Yep. So it could come down to smart check-dense routing, or then a whole lot of execution, although there are a couple bosses hiding in the corners of the board.
Yep, and there is also 2 nail arts, I think you didn't mention, as well as King's Brand for the type of Corbo, as well as Lantern for New Eyes, so pretty much most of these one-off key items somehow required on this board.
Running all the way around the map.
Yep, and Lantern usually has the tendency to hide in pretty cursed locations, so we will see.
I'm taking the opportunity to equip a Lifeblood Charm. Lifeblood, one of the things that you tend to enjoy having just for convenience in terms of random charms you can pick up. It's not Shaman Stone, it's not Unbreakable Strength, but it's good to have.
Yep, you can generally be a little bit more careless with your movement if you have 4 extra masks that refills on every bench. Pretty nice to have. Also, 1 step closer to 10 Lifeblood masks at the same time already.
So Tram Pass alone does not get us to those enticing green path goals. We got Kill a Golka with its own projectile, a Bench Lightning, Massive Moss Charger, but one of just about any other progression item in the game will open those up, as well as likely opening up Visit 4 shops.
Yep, it could be interesting if you find some sort of not easy logic border killer like Cyclone Slash, if one of them decides to take the gamble and use that to green path. Yeah, could be an interesting scenario as well. because 2 goals in green path probably worth it to rush pretty much immediately after you find a way over there.
Yeah, especially with so much random on this board, getting those critical static goals off the board as early as possible can only be a good thing. So right away, a quick divergence. It looks like Gundham is doing false knight and Edgy on shops.
Or not. Yep, going to false knight instead. Or
it's a hard call to make because there is so much random on this board. You don't want to be following your opponent. But ultimately, the indecision not going to pay off for him.
yep, it's a pretty interesting call to make, because since progression is most likely to be at false knight, but you can find a lot of random goals at Sliver Saludra.
So Gundham basically one full false knight ahead, and there's your green path access.
Yep,
Almost
immediately.
vanilla location. So I would not be surprised if Gundham just immediately gets on up from mound, kills the boulder, and starts walking through.
Yep, that's probably it. That is still not a super quick way to most charge unless I am missing a fireball skip over there, so that will still require a shade skip.
There is a way to do it with air stall, not in easy logic, neither is the shade skip, but as far as goal rushing goes, and King Station stack
That is a
as
random
well,
goal, yeah.
goal in and of itself.
Also a good setup for the right side goals later on.
Stalwart shell, hard to, when you got so many random goals so densely packed, the urge to just buy first and ask questions later can be strong.
Yep, definitely. Even though if Gundam completes the green path goals, that is 300, almost 400 geo from the 2 mini bosses that he's gonna probably kill, so definitely a nice help in case there's something at shops later on. Or stacks. And going to green path immediately.
So Edgy gonna pick up King Station stack here, realize what's up. I wonder if you're Edgy if you just concede the green path goals and go into shops. Losing 2 goals this early, especially when you're behind, is rough, but also probably aware that he's just following Gundam at this point. So we'll see what he does.
Yep. Also, one of the rare cases where getting the waterfall bench actually can be pretty useful. You don't usually see it, but in this scenario you can grab it, rush bench fighting quickly, and then warp back and go down to Moss Charger, which can be an interesting routing decision.
And it looks like Edgy is taking the risk and following into green path. I guess best case scenario, if Edgy makes good use of that waterfall bench, could be able to trade Gulka for VKMMC, but worst case scenario, just goes down 3-0 right at the start of this race, which would be no fun to have to fight back from.
Also, Gundam seemingly going to massive Moss Charger first, which is an interesting decision. I would personally do bench fighting first, since if you do Moss Charger second, you can take the time to check the chest as well, which you probably shouldn't if you do Moss Charger first, but we will see.
It looks like Edgy also walking past the waterfall bench. Maybe? Nope.
He's
all right.
It.
Let's put the value of this bench to the test.
And there is the Gulka for Gundam.
Completing a little bit of tennis, grabbing the Stone Sanctuary bench, and then we will see what his routing is from here.
Edging getting that Pretty nice 20% fireball skip up there. And then goes down first. Okay. Interesting that.
It's like a little bit just of routing and decision from Edgy. I'm assuming this is then going to be Massive Moss Charger first? It's hard to say.
He could also go down towards King Station or Queen Station, check autopilot and Queen Station itself and hope for a way to lag either and to grab those shop goals, which could be an option, but I'm not sure what we're gonna see.
Yeah, it is worth noting that shops are technically possible. With just air stall, you can get to all 4, but it's massively inconvenient as well as not in logic, so you could just hope for checks, but that seems like a dangerous position to be in.
Yep, I'm pretty sure that is not 1 but 2 fireball skips to lag either, so pretty precise movement required there to get that, and it's not even quick. So
yeah, and in particular the low percent fireball skip to into Fungal from Queen Station is no joke execution wise.
Yep, I'm personally someone who can do fireball turnarounds for my life, so I probably wouldn't go for it, but we will see if one of them tries it eventually. And looks like Edgy going. I'm not even gonna say where is Edgy going anymore. Looks like going to Moss Charger first, I guess.
But at this point looks fairly resolved to concede this goal. That's Vengefly King dead already, and Gundham has the Stone Sanctuary bench, so even if he gets these checks, there is no good way Edgy has to fight back for this.
Yep, looks like Edgy going towards Fog Canyon, missing the Durandal unfortunately, needs to wait a little bit. As Gundam's gonna get probably these 2 checks before going to Moss Charger, hoping for a dash or something to make that easier, probably.
Yeah. Whereas if the checks are here, or another random goal is there, it's just gets further and further out of Edgy's hands.
Yep. Will he notice though? Yep, he will. Okay. And that's... Is it on the board? I don't think so, but Marmu is, so it will be close. And Edgy finding the progression to lag eater that we talked about before. Getting so very lucky over there.
That's the best possible case scenario for being 3 goals behind, or at least have a dash to make up for it. But it looks like Gundam is probably not too far behind. Maybe loses some time. Gotta kill Massive Moss Charger, obviously. Probably also going to get the check at this point, but shouldn't be too far behind on that dash.
Yep, he's probably going to go towards Queen Station afterwards, unless he decides to like Hornet or Ancestral Mount first, but we will see. If Edgy rushes shops, then that's definitely his goal.
And it looks like Gundam is setting up the Shade Skip. Didn't have the soul. A little bit unfortunate to have to set up that Shade Skip with a Lifeblood Charm equipped, but...
Yep, needs to take like 20 acid times to get set that up, but it will be worth it.
And so at this point, very smart on Edgy to just not try and fight it, take his dash, go for 4 shops.
Yep, rushing
this line of play.
Immediately.
Worth also noting about the QG stag that Gundam found is it makes defeat Marmu very, very easy as soon as a Dream Nail turns up.
Yep. Also, they have VS already, so it's not even gonna be an awful nail only fight anymore. Which Marmu can be if you don't have anything.
Yeah, Marmu's kind of a rude boss as far as Dream Warriors go.
Yep, Dream Nail also pretty nice on this board. No Eyes really and Lost Skin as well, so... If there's something at higher sense, this board can actually be pretty reasonable for that. I don't think they checked it, either of them.
very early white fragment at Salubra, but otherwise nothing worth writing home about, it looks like. And that's going to be the 4th goal for Gundham in quick succession here.
Yep. That is a very expensive payload, but I don't know if that's gonna come into play with so many Dream Warriors on the board. Maybe if they go for Hive Knight and want some upgrades, but that is a very expensive payload.
And Edgy back at the Crossroads Stag. I'm not sure to what end.
Wait, he didn't have the dirt move. Oh wait, they haven't even been to dirt move yet.
They haven't been to dirt map yet at all.
Yep. So yeah, this is probably climbing to dirt move or going to Leg Eater, could be as well.
Yep, looks like we're gonna get that arena and the Hot Springs bench to Leg Eater and then Dirtmouth to finish.
Yep, also Gundam found Braves behind Most Charger, which is pretty nice for damage. Once again for Maru, as well as for Galeon and No Eyes later. You really want those upward spells for Dream Warriors.
And just generally, this looks like there are several bosses that are called for on the board, and the more damage you can put on, the better your life's gonna be.
Yep. That's also enough damage to pretty much trivialize Soulmaster eventually, without pretty much any more upgrades. And make the boss not take too long of a time. Gundam gonna grab his dash, not autopiloting past it.
And you should be just in time to lose this goal pretty much. Bonus points if there's something nice at one of these shops. Dive.
Dive. Yep.
Not too
Unbreakable
expensive.
strength too. A lot of Geo.
She is going to buy that Unbreakable Strength right away. It is half a goal, but also being at 85 Geo when you haven't checked 2 of the shops can be potentially pretty dangerous.
Yep, that's definitely and it is depend, even though he has the bench next to Most Charger, so that can be 300 quick Geo if he really needs it. And he's going up to that move, it seems like.
Yep, so should get this in time to maybe ward Gundam off from getting that dive and Unbreakable Strength, because once Edgy marks this, it's unlikely that Gundam, at least immediately, runs down to Leg Eater. But that's sort of the consolation prize at this point. Gonna still have a long way to go to claw back from 4 to 1.
Yep. Even though Gundam might still go to Leg Eater since there's not really any more immediately rushable goals, so checking all 4 shops at this point is pretty good play, I would say. Also checking grabs eventually.
A C-dash at a Zelda.
C-dash, yep. That is based in Simple Key, or based in Simple Claw in Logic, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Tram Pass, dive, gets you to right city logically, and that will put base and simple key in logic with the C-dash.
Yep.
Well, that's where my money is now.
It definitely could be. There are actually a lot of checks at this point with dive opened up as well. Like the infamous King Station Arena, I think is in logic now. Brooding Molek also, so we could have an interesting progression chain. That's a second Unbreakable charm over there for 13 grabs.
13 grabs not immediately user-friendly, but certainly doable. Maybe even doable just with the stuff they have and that we've seen in Logic.
It could be reachable, like they have 9 in Green Path and Crossroads, then 1 in Fungo, that's 10 already, and then 2 in City, 1 in Basin. And I probably missed some, so it's reachable right now, but I'm not sure if that's the play. It's probably not yet.
Bapanada.
Yeah, and Gundam, having not bought the Unbreakable and Dive, going to be able to afford that C-dash, which is kind of a big deal. And Edgy just going right for King's Station. I don't recall offhand what his relic count was like. Maybe the Lem trip to get some more stuff.
I'm not sure. There is the rafters check, which is in logic, as well as he can also get the egg. So 2 checks over there. This could also be basing for, I think, 1 check in logic. Actually 2 if he wants to go over to simple key, but I'm not sure if that's where the time investment right now.
Yep, the broken bridge is in logic though, because all that needs is dash, I believe. But all of these checks are a little bit out of the way. I'm sort of hoping this is getting some money for C dash before doing the rounds.
Gundam going towards Legator. Also, he could also continue down towards Shumalogras and Swords, which I don't think we have seen from Edgy. So those could be something as well.
Still, the first area divergence is a nice change of pace to get Edgy out of harm's way in terms of just being too late to goals like we saw in the early game.
And with this Legator trip, Gundam is also exhausting himself from money. I think that was an arcane egg at the bottom check at Legator, which could be nice later on if Fountain comes into play or something like that.
Also worth noting, it doesn't look like Gundam actually bought Unbreakable Strength, but it similarly doesn't look like Edgy has that equipped, so no damage buffs just yet.
Yep, hopefully Gundam won't forget that one exists for the gods, and that is Grimchild.
It's pretty much the only one-off check that we don't actually need on this board.
Yep, even though I think we have 2 different spells, so if we want to be really cursed...
Yeah, I mean, ignoring the fact that obviously Wings is at Charm Notch Grim, but like for the bingo.
Yep. Getting that backup Pogo gets rewarded with a lot of damage.
Yeah, D-Dark is a good thing to have. Not super nice given the number of Dream Warriors on this board, but Hive Knight and Lost Kitten certainly appreciate having iframes.
Yep, definitely pretty good for those 2. Also, I would say Galleon and Snow Eyes with some lucky D-Darts can also be pretty much taken down pretty bit easier.
Really,
maybe
I like this Crypts play from Gundam as soon as you get the pieces for that. And sure enough, if there's somewhere that's stacked, it's probably Crypts.
Of course it is. Because why it wouldn't be? It is actually pretty, I would say pretty hard to remember since they started resting rounds. So,
a simple key at Grim is not bad. I also have to just point out the very, very common rando feat of buying Crystal Dash and then immediately forgetting that you just bought Crystal Dash and still dashing places. You hate to see it, but it happens to all of us.
Yep. Also, and I just cursed that since he's going immediately to Crypt, so he's not gonna be behind.
That is very, very good for Edgy. Also, with 1 simple key up, that's basically what it amounts to. But unfortunately, it looks like Gundam is going to have the edge for this Soul Eater, or it's not Soul Eater, sorry, Soul Master goal.
Yep. Edgy could also go the other way from King Station and get that Love Key, or not Love Key, Tower of Love goal, which is pretty quick right now.
Especially if he's comfortable with the Acid Skip to get to Upper Kingdom's Edge quickly, because you have all the pieces for that conveniently in C-Wings.
Yep, also another thing we could do is Crystal Guardian 1 with spike tunneling up there, as well as technically Hive 9, but I doubt we will see them with wings only.
Looks like Edgy is not even going to fight for this goal, instead going for Stag Nest Stag. Although actually, this is 2 goals that he's conceding, although he picks one back up there with the second simple key, because they also both have elegant key, so check Shade Soul is immediately doable. Smart goal routing from Gundham. Just rush that down.
Yep, definitely. This will give actually 2 checks in Pleasure House, though, which tend to be pretty good. Looks like it's Tower of Love first, though.
Right, so Edgy can theoretically trade 2 for 2 here on probably about the same time scale. Unfortunately, we may have to unmark this. Yeah, that doesn't count. Unfortunately, you have to pull the text up before.
Yep.
That is very unfortunate from Edgy.
Unfortunate. You need to go all the way around Kingdom Search for that to count.
Hopefully he... oh no.
Nope.
So I've just unmarked on the board. And we will get that sorted out. Edgy going to pick up the Pleasure House checks first here. I suspect this will quickly be 2 simple keys.
Yep, he still needs to walk the waterways, but it's pretty quick.
If there's something big in Pleasure House, it may be a while before Gundham gets to it.
Yep.
Like a mantis claw, for instance.
That is big in the Pleasure House. Okay. Gundam's probably gonna go to Soul Master, so it's gonna be a while before he gets out of there. And with Mantis Claw, I would say Dunk Defender's Sign is definitely doable. Also Fungal Core Elder. Crystal Guardian is way easier now. Toskin is definitely easily reachable as well, so a lot of cores available.
And Edgy, it looks like, realizing the goal has been unmarked, be warping back. Hopefully doesn't lose 2 simple keys in this time, but
yep.
if he's uninformed about needing to go all the way around to pull the text up, then this could unfortunately be a pretty non-trivial time loss.
Yep, looks like he's not, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's going around.
Yeah, so it looks like he realizes what he must do.
Yep, at least one positive thing about it. With Mantis Claw, he won't need to do any sort of prime last speed luring.
Why not have a second dash to boot? That doesn't immediately get you anything. I don't think we have Traitor Lord pulls on this.
I don't think so. Gonna try this acid skip. Saves a lot of time if you can get it. Seems like he's dashing too late under the platform.
Yeah, the inputs are pretty tight, especially, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but it gets tighter if you do the C-dash from that room. I always manage, maybe it's just superstition, but I managed to get it a lot easier from C-dashing from outside the room transition and like being in C-dash when you come in. So that's just true ending speedrun habits dying hard.
Yep. So mastering Violent Elders been going on pretty quickly with pretty much any spell. He doesn't really have that much HP. This will also be free checks for Gundam that Edgy is probably never getting.
Yeah, with all this marked, it's very unlikely that Edgy comes back.
Not going for the checks. Oh, he doesn't have claw, okay. You need claw for them.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate that wall is just barely too big to make it up with wings only.
Yep. It will be interesting to see if he gets claw and ever goes back to those checks, because we could have Lantern there and never find it if Gundam forgets to go back or something like that. And looks like Edgy is actually gonna get this goal, which is nice to see.
Yeah, good return. Should also pick up 2 simple keys in pretty short succession thereafter. And there's a dream nail in storerooms. That's big.
That is a lot of goals eventually. Immediately going to Marmu.
You have the QG stag. It's effectively free.
Yeah, it's effectively free unless Marmu decides to do Marmu things and just kill you. But he has 4 extra HP, so it should be... I'm not gonna talk, since this is the boss fight in a random tournament race.
Yeah, barring the most severe of curses. So as Edgy, some other things that are pretty quick that take advantage of that claw. You got Dung Defender Sign is not bad now. You got Fungal Core Elder, which is essentially free now. Although that telegraphs that you must have claw.
Yep. Also Crystal Guardian one is pretty or way easier and quicker with that. Especially that he can come from the Turmouth elevator side if he C-dashes from the top of cliffs or top of Turmouth.
Looks like for the time being we're getting some checks out of the way in waterways.
Also, if he's thinking about good routing, this could route into right side Fungo from the left side of waterways, which is pretty much right there at Fungo core. Looks like this is Dung Defender sign first, though.
But it looks like we're going the wrong way. This is the Dung Defender fight that's going on, unless he may think you need to flip the acid switch to make it to the sign. It is just before the acid.
Yep.
There's the pause for... Yeah, okay, so... it's a check in logic. It's 2 checks in logic. So, but it will be a little bit longer. And meanwhile, Gundam is routing around towards the rest of Fungal, maybe Deep Nest?
I don't know what this could be immediately. Maybe for Galleon with that Dream Nail, this is very possible. A bit of a long walk, but he gets this Pogo, it seems like. Pretty nice.
That infected husk onto that little ledge, it makes it much, much easier to get that double jump.
Yep, also luckily for Edgy he has D-Dark, which is a lot of damage against Dung Defender, so this won't take too long.
And there's a Dung Defender fight already, wow.
Yep. And 2 checks for him. It will be interesting to see if he tries the spike tunnel or just goes around. Pretty useless Dung Defender, unfortunately.
Looks like he's just going around.
Yep. It's not that much slower if you have gone already to this bench.
Yep, so this gets him Dung Defender sign. He can route from there, like you said, towards Fungal Core through the rest of waterways, which I think I really like. Gonna concede Alien in that time, probably. And then where do you go next? I think I'd rather have D-Dark than Dive and Wraiths versus Lostkin, but Edgy still needs to find a Dream Nail, which may be a little while.
Yep, Storms is not the most likely check after Soulmaster has been marked, so we will see if he can find another one, or maybe go to Storms eventually.
Alright, so this mark tells Gundam that Edgy has at least Ismas and probably Claw.
Yeah. It's either the combination of Wings or Ismas or just Mantis Claw probably. And with only Wings, that is a pretty annoying Pogo, even though it's doable.
Yeah,
And this looks like Crystal Guardian from Edgy.
Interesting. To me, that reads like Edgy is betting that Gundam won't find Claw anytime soon, which is fair given that Edgy is much deeper in the progression there if that Claw is intended, because we haven't seen a lot of simple keys. But also, if you're worried that your opponent's going to find Claw at any minute, I feel like it would make more sense to go for Fungal Core Elder. But this is, it seems like betting that he has time.
Yep. Not having enough soul for this dive, unfortunately. Grabbing the soul totem. At least not Myla.
Yeah, Myla survives this race, most likely.
Yep.
Mantis Claw was in Pleasure House. Edgy having gotten an out-of-the-way simple key. Was it Grim? And one was somewhere else kind of out of the way. I don't think Gundam has seen either.
I think one was in Stagnestag, I think.
Yes.
But I don't know where the stag was, if I'm honest.
And this play from Gundam, could this be the spike tunnel on his end?
It very well could be, also getting that grab. Maybe thinking about the Unbreakable charm for the long run. Yeah, unfortunately for Gundam, Edgy definitely has an advantage on this one.
And Gundam going to earn this commentator's forever support by killing Myla.
Yep. And he's gonna earn the other commentators' unsupport and also defeat in this race for that.
Balance in all things. But yeah, this should be Edgy's. Edgy, unfortunately, without a Dream Nail, so can't cheese the fight in the same way that Gundam can. But Crystal Guardian 1 is also not a terribly impressive boss as far as murdering you goes. And I won't say anything more in the interest of cursing, but
Yep. Taking it safe.
So up to a certain point, taking it safe is probably better for Edgy, as it wastes more of Gundam's time with attempting the spike tunnel, but gonna see it and warp out instantly.
Yep, at least we got a nice pull-ups from Gundam on the way up there.
And that's what really matters. Unfortunately, these early peaks checks are kind of barren.
And looks like Edge is not gonna go for the... Maybe he's gonna go for the upper ones after this. Washroom, not relevant in this one.
And Edgy is hiding behind scaffolding?
I don't know, maybe behind that barrel over there. I don't know. This could be Fungal Core Elder though, which is good core rushing.
and then at that point, all of the like easy I have claw goals are pretty much eaten up. You also have unique access to 2 lore tablets in City of Tears, but that is a little bit more effort and legwork to do. And with so many random things on the board, Watcher Knights is at least 3 checks. But
yeah, that justifies it, especially if you pretty much run out of cost too. There's also Hive Knight, which is not that bad with both verticals, even though you don't have High Blood, but with both Claw and Wings, that's also a reasonable goal, especially with D-Dark, making the boss easier.
To answer chat, not only does Fungal Core Elder require Wings Claw, thanks to the Crystal Guardian 2 Shade Skip, it is the only goal, but it hard requires both Wings and Claw, so it is like it discloses to your opponent that you have both verticals when you mark it.
Yep, good thing for Edgy though, Gundam probably won't really have any clue where Edgy found Claw since he marked a lot of different goals in different areas, so it could be a while before Gundam finds that.
That is an excellent point. It is the only non-tiebreaker goal that hard requires both verticals. I did forget about Eternal Ordeal, the path up there.
And Puff of Pain, I guess.
So I do worry a little bit about Edgy spending some time actually finding the Fungal Core Elder, because his routing has been... There have been a couple moments of confusion, but it looks like he's making solid progress and gonna pick this up with limited trouble.
Yeah, also that is a massive dearest home of the deaths. //.
Yep, you can't get out of that one.
And it's also progress towards 2 nail arts, which is pretty nice.
Alright, Fungal Core Elder. So now we're at the point of, the fabled point of the race, where the person who was behind has Claw and looks a lot less behind than they used to.
Yep. Rushing towards, I would say, either Watcher Knights or Lostkin is probably a reasonable play from Edgy now. Both of them are goals, both of them give 2 and 3 checks.
Yeah, any of well, Edgy can't rush Lostkin without a Dream Nail yet.
Yep, that's right.
Could this be Love Key? No, it looks like just getting some quick wings checks.
He could get to Love Key with a beautiful QGA, or come from... I don't know if he has Queen's Garden stack.
I mean, he's got Shade Cloak, so getting into Queen's Gardens is not the bad part. It's actually getting to Love Key itself, although if Insomnia is in the chat, he will inform everyone of the 4,000,003 different possible Love Key acid skips.
Yeah. This could be going towards Queen's Garden from Edgy.
Could also maybe just be... No, looks like we're getting EG. I mean, if he's comfortable with the Love Key Acid Skip, it's a pretty fast goal to knock out. Certainly faster than Lostkin, probably also faster than 2 City Lore Tablets. Also, Gundam going into upper KE despite Edgy having marked Visit Tower of Love. It's going to work out for him because Edgy didn't check any of this, but still, I'm a little surprised by that.
Yeah, but... Yeah,
maybe he thinks that Edgy found a Claw here. If there's an intended Claw at Kala 1, this could be very bad for Gundam.
Yeah, definitely, especially that he has no damage to justify Kala 1 right now. Even if it's Claw, it would take a really long time.
Well, there's your damage. Don't even worry about it.
I'm gonna argue that that is not that good for Colo 2 or Colo 1, except for like Grasmothers and Primal Asphids. But it's definitely more than nothing.
But instead, it looks like we're heading out this way.
Yes.
This could be the Grub collection from Gundam. We do still have an Unbreakable Charm sitting at, I believe it was 13 Grubs?
Yeah, I think it was 13.
We're sort of past the point in this seed where geo matters a whole lot. So Gundam able to just sort of warp back and get unbreakable strength whenever he feels like it.
Edgy on 2 HP here, seems like he's gonna heal on this full eater.
Yeah, I really don't want to die in partway through Kiji.
Yeah, especially with the two Mantis traders in front of Loveki, could deal some damage if you also fail the skip a few times and go in with like 2 HP. Luckily there's a lot of these flying mossy boys he can heal on the way there.
Edgy also not doing the swag Dream Nail on the way down there. I know it's because he doesn't have Dream Nail, but it still hurts my heart a little bit.
Yeah. You still try to press that button. just for hoping that...
Dream Nail him in spirit.
Yeah.
Alright, so it is going to be the Love Key Acid Skip. Let's see how we do here. We're going for the Wings Fireball. I like it.
No, going for it.
And then switching it up, doing the QGA version.
Pretty nicely done. Fighting one at a time.
And no reason to die here.
Yeah, gets rewarded with a little bit of Geo. As Gundam's gonna pick up his greed.
And a ton of money.
Yep.
So gonna be 9-7 here. Certainly a much closer race than the 4-0 lead implied it might be.
Yep. Looks like Edge is gonna grab Sports Room. Maybe go into Deepness even though I don't think worth it after Galleon was marked.
Yeah, especially when you don't have Lantern, it's hard to do. There's a simple key that Gundam's gonna find just a little too late.
Yep. Yep, we are getting to the point where Hive Knight from both runners is getting more and more inviting.
Especially from Gundam, without Claw, there's not a whole lot left that you can do. Edgy may put off Hive Knight in favor of Watcher Knights, which also that Station Warp might imply. But if you're Gundam, there's nothing else on this board for you.
Yes, both of them, that's a random goal. Edgy didn't pick that up, which is pretty unfortunate since he went through cliffs, I think. At least Agnest.
It's not a goal you can really afford to concede there.
Yep. This could be Hive Knight from Edgy. It seems like... Unfortunately, we haven't seen Hive Blood yet, I don't think so. He has to deal with a few angry beats on the way.
Here's our first Dreamer.
Gundam might be also going for that with that lower deepness tram. We could have a Hive Knight.
Oh god, I mean, okay, Shriek definitely favors you in the actual moving around the hive, because you can just kill off all the bees, but almost synced from the runners.
Yeah, I think Edge has a bit of an advantage with Mantis Claw for easier movement, as well as D-Dark being better for Hive Knight. But
yeah, I'd definitely rather have D-Dark against the boss. We'll see. So this could shape up to be a very close race.
Yeah, very well could be. Also 2 checks in here, which are pretty rarely gotten. We all know Lantern likes to be first, so...
Lantern, we haven't seen a single nail art yet.
We have seen one of them at Vanilla Dash Slash, which is available for Gundam saw it, I don't think Edgy did. We also haven't seen King's Brand for that Live Blood Core, which also could be hiding. As well as bot tuner, I guess.
Alright. Looks like should be seeing them sync up relatively soon here. I don't know, Edgy having some E abuse, but also on considerably more health than Gundam.
Yep, 2 HP, 1 HP and falls down. Yep, goes down to heal.
Actually, there's, not a whole lot of safety in these later Hive rooms.
Yep, also it will be interesting to see if either of them goes for the mask shot check, which can take a while if the Big B doesn't cooperate. Also can be dangerous.
In my experience, you just have to sort of assume that Big B never cooperates.
Yep.
Right, Edgy now outpacing Gundam, but heading in wrong direction.
Deciding against getting that drop. But also has like 3 of those 5 soldiers after him. And looks like he's...
Oh no! Big B's a troll.
Big B is angry today. That's unfortunate. Will he go back for it? Looks like
He's
going
also
for
getting
Lost
body
instead.
blocked here by 4 or 5 different Bs. Also gonna warp out. Oh no!
Good result. Okay, high back is gonna be the tiebreaker then. At least looks like he's going back.
Imagine doing Hive Night. That's so unfortunate. But yeah, that's the Hive for you. It will take the platforms out from under you and juggle you between Big Bs until you die.
Yep, I certainly had this experience in, like, not my previous race, but the one before that, so... Also managed to die in Hive.
My very first Hollow Knight tournament race featured me getting absolutely destroyed by Big B while attempting to check the Hive Mask Shard. Good times. Good times in the Hive.
Yep. Also, I wouldn't mind Edgy getting the bench this time, but seems like he's skipping it.
And a dash at base and simple key, so not quite the fabled progression, but still nice to have.
Yep.
Looks like Gundam is pivoting towards Lost Kin. Makes sense at this point. Just gonna give up on the Hive.
Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty long boss fight with what he has right now, but... Also go also. We will see. He could also technically open the shortcut and get a nail upgrade quickly. We will see if he decides on that. Looks like fighting Broken Vessel at least.
Right, and Edgy is through with considerably more health. And D-Dark. We'll see how the Hive Knife fight goes. Meanwhile, Gundam on Broken Vessel. So just some good back-to-back-to-back boss content.
Yep, fighting the version of Lost Kin that is harder to do without getting hit.
Yeah, sure enough, Gundam is tanking to the extremes on the Broken Vessel fight.
Unfortunately, doesn't have enough soul to heal the stagger.
That takes a death. There's a reason some speedrunners, some TE speedrunners call him Harder Lostkin.
Yep. At least he got the shortcut, so it's gonna be quicker to get back. Didn't get his bench though.
I probably be relieved to see Edgy mark Hive Knight in just a second here.
Yep, hopefully.
There he goes.
Yep. Gundam can't get the bench, unfortunately, with his shade sitting in... Actually, it's no longer sitting in Hive, it's sitting at Broken Vessel now with 0 Geo, which is pretty unfortunate.
There is Lantern. Oh my god.
Why
Alright.
did I curse that?
All props to you, and that is the cursedest lantern location I have
Okay.
seen in a long while.
Okay, so Gundam's never getting no eyes, which is confirmed. Edgy still can't do no eyes because he doesn't have a dream.
Just have a dream nail. That's too funny. So no eyes is our tiebreaker. Not a doubt in my mind.
Yep. This could be City of Thieves Lore tablets from Edgy, which, if we go really far, could technically lead into storerooms where the dream mill was.
And that's a hard call to make in terms of knowing to check there, but also we haven't seen any of the other dream nails. I believe that there wasn't a dream nail at Grubs, and neither one of them has checked Essence, but that won't help you for your first dream nail.
Yep. Gundam getting started on Lost Kin in the meanwhile. Gonna take a while. Luckily, the dream boss is refilled the lifeblood for mass, so that's a bit of an advantage.
Yeah. And this fight will take a while, but you have free retries. There's not anything else on the board that you can do that's not gated by a random check. And you know your opponent is roughly somewhere with you on progression because they marked Hive Knight after you just went for Hive Knight. So I can't see Gundam not just retrying this if he dies.
Yeah, having how many essence will Gundam have? 700, 750. Will probably remind him of checking essence as well.
And yeah, taking a death to Loskin, this is not a great damage setup for the fight.
Yep. Going straight back in.
Meanwhile, D-Dark is good against Watcher Knights, even if they like to troll you and roll cross-screen several times in a row. This should be a pretty free fight in terms of risk to Edgy.
Yep, it's great to see Edgy making the right call after him. Going for these great words. Also, I really don't want to curse anything, but if it's a dream nail at Lorient, then I'm gonna be sorry.
Oh, that would be so unfortunate.
Hopefully it's not.
Or Kingsbrand, or God Tuner.
Yep. Seeing two of my favorite boss fights simultaneously, pretty nice.
Lostkin is a good boss fight. Not on Nail Zero VS as your main damage source, but certainly a good boss fight, just objectively.
Yep. Let's see what your knights are hiding. I think that is Vanilla, Aluna Seal.
Some more damage is good to have.
Yep. This is also pretty typical, finding a damage after a hard boss fight.
Especially right now when all of the boss goals, except for No Eyes, are pretty wrapped up.
Yep.
Picking all of the... No, but he sent the elevator all the way up. Not even gonna check Lurian. That's potentially very dangerous.
Yep.
That's guaranteed to be Kingsbrand now.
Yeah, this could be the same case as Gundam and the second checks in Soul Sanctum. That we never see them again.
The same goes for Hive Mask Shard. I think that's just getting left behind at this point. And there is the Lost Kin fight.
Yep. Getting through it. And I think at this point it is gonna be completely checks mode for Gundam, so it will be interesting to see where he decides to go.
And yeah, even without Claw, at this point, you're just looking for stuff.
Yeah. It will be interesting to see if he decides to go for in-logic checks, since in easy logic with only wings it's not that many. Or he just goes for dense areas like Mantis starts, for example.
Yeah, I'm also wondering now if that Pleasure House Claw was intended or not, because we have not seen another one anywhere at all.
Yep. Also, I think only 2 simple keys so far, which I'm pretty sure you need all 4 of them for Pleasure House to be in logic.
Yeah, you do need 4 simple keys in order to put anything that requires a second simple key into logic. And Edgy can take a little bit of time now to hunt around for that second lore tablet is.
Yeah, luckily for him, this section of city is not too big, so he will probably find it.
There we go.
There it is.
So the Lifeblood core room in Randomizer is edited to open with only a single Lifeblood mask. So to enter the room without charms, you just need any Lifeblood cocoon, as well as ideally you want Hidden Station Stag or Dreamgate to make your journey back there easier.
Yep. Otherwise, it's usually a long walk from Pardoon, which is not ideal. Or King Station Stag also helps a little bit, but it's still a long walk from there, so yep. And I don't think we have seen Hidden Station yet.
No, I don't think so. So we are now officially in the hunt the map stage of the game. We got several one-off things to look for. So at least if there was a race where you were down claw an hour into the game to your opponent, this is not the worst race to have. It could certainly be worse if there were just a ton of claw-locked staticals on the board.
Gundham going for this. Does he maybe think that he has King's Plans?
I'm guessing this is 10 Lifeblood.
Yeah, he's going for 10 Lifeblood, okay. So where does he go from here, though?
I don't know if the runners have Green Path Stag, but that would be ideal if you just fall to King Station and then take the Stag to Green Path. And if you get hit, there's plenty of Lifeblood around for there. Or Queen Station they might have.
Yeah, Queen Station they might. I think I saw Queen Station, yep, so that could be it. Also, Queen's Garden is not horrible to get to autopilot Lifeblood, which Gundam definitely has.
Could also just run all the way down to the tram, and then take the tram over to Deep Nest for the Galleon Lifeblood.
Yep, but it looks like this is either Stag. Queen Station.
And they do have Queen Station. Okay, so that'll be 10 Lifeblood masks. Yep, and also, Edgy getting the toll bench, but not going into storerooms, and so still missing out on the one dream nail that we know exists.
Yep. This is pretty nice Lifeblood routing from Gundam. Edgy's not gonna check the Dark Room, which could be a very troll dream nail, but... Oh, that's so bad.
Wow.
It's so typical.
I feel like that happens once every other game. There is a Hive goal on the board.
Yep. That is the 2 things that always happen, is finding Hive Blood after Hive Knight and finding Queen's Garden Stag after Traitor Blood or Marmo.
It's always, it's extra special when Queen's Garden Stag at Queen Fragment or at Comeback here.
Yep, and that is 10 Lifeblood for Gundam.
Bingo UI gonna confirm it.
Actually going to Crypts. Maybe checking Flower Quest.
So Gundam steadfastly down claw, but at the point where a lot of things just outright win him the game. So at this point, just probably run to different check dense areas. I like this play, clearing out cliffs, and start working your way through the map. Hey, the other claw's got to be somewhere.
Yeah, there's another simple get Crypts, which is definitely in logic with Wings, so that could be the...
Could be the Pleasure House claw.
Yep. Edgy thinking about where to go. This could be storerooms, which is good for him.
Off to a good start, but it looks like we're getting the Shade Soul check.
Shades of first, okay.
He could be trying to read the Dream Nail, because Gundham did mark Galleon, or Marmu rather, sort of right after all of that stuff, and there's another VS.
Yep.
So maybe he goes storerooms from here. Worst case scenario, he repeats all of Soul Sanctum, which would be unfortunate. Although there are still checks that are not done there.
Yep, that's true. Also, once again, a scenario where we find something that would have been useful 5 minutes ago for Gundam.
Yep.
Going to Trampas, which is a check that's pretty rarely done in races, because it's very out of the way.
Yeah, at this point, when you're just looking for the one thing.
Yep. We might see Zotidal as well. Seems like it's probably my least favorite arena in the game, and this includes the big one in Queen's Garden. After my several hundred hours of playing this game, I did not manage to understand the AI of these spiders.
Yeah, they like to just randomly get afraid of you every once in a while, and just, like, force you to play tag, which I never understood.
Yep. And that she's following the Sanctum.
Yeah, this is unfortunate. Like, Dream Nail, because Dream Nail's not at dive, he could get really lucky and find a Dream Nail in the claw lock checks. Given his commitment to doing this follow, I wonder if he remembers to check storerooms after this. Could be unfortunate if he doesn't.
Yep, nothing at this section of the nest. For Gundam. Going to Queen Station. Checking these, I guess he didn't do it yet, or do them yet.
And still no nail arts, you actually have to do the worst room in the game.
Yep. 3 of these at the same time is not fun. Also, I'm convinced that this is the worst enemy in the game, if we count regular enemies.
There's one.
And let's see if he remembers the one in... Looks like this is the lamp trip, so this is probably gonna be GG for Gundam. Also, I'm surprised that
we saw Vanilla Dash Slash. I forgot about that. Yeah, so this'll be quick work here.
Yep. Also, I'm surprised that Edgy didn't get that great slash, but unfortunately, this is probably gonna end before we see these tracks behind Slowmaster.
So Gundam with not even letting his geo counter show up. Yeah, 6,000 geo is definitely enough to afford the end game here. Dearest Homothety, Endo is bugged, and a really impressive showing from Edgy. In the end, the runner who kills Mila is fated to win. That's going to be 13-9 for Gundam.
Yep, that's GG for Gundam.
So I'm going to invite both runners in here for some post-game commentary and pull up the spoiler log so we can see what is at all of those stranded checks.
Yeah.
So we'll see as they get in here. Yep.
Hello.
GG.
Yep, GG's Gundam. And GG's Edgy.
Where was...
The claw we found was in Pleasure House.
Oh, I see. Use 2 simple keys. I would not find that one.
And, well, that was the intended claw, so we'll figure out where the simple keys are later. But the other claw was at Joni's Blessing, and we happened to know where Lantern was.
Do you want to have a guess, Gundam, on where Lantern is?
Is it that collector?
Hive Blood.
Nope.
Hive Blood. So Edgy had Lantern.
Yes,
but
I managed
no Dream
to
Nail.
that.
Yeah,
I managed to
did
go that.
No Dream now. Oh, that sucks.
It was Dream Nail.
I don't remember. I got it.
City Storm Stag, I think.
Yeah, City Storms.
So Edgy, your play at the end there, following Gundam through Soul Sanctum was smart. He went in the other direction to pick up his Dream Nail right at the end there. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Also, that hive for both of you. You were both in hive at the same time, and it was bullying both of you just so much.
Yeah, both of you died to the last Big B in the last room, I think. So.
Oh yeah.
But Edgy didn't quit, unlike you, Gundam, so he got to go.
Yeah.
And got Lantern out of it.
I figured that you had claw advantage, so I didn't really want to continue. I went for Loskin, where I died also.
Yeah.
I don't believe that I had 4 extra life blood masks and died in Hive Loskin. That was rough.
That was a very nice life blood routing, by the way. Remembering the Queen Station stack as well.
And not sitting at either bench and ruining that.
I almost autopiloted at King Station to the bench.
So tempting.
It always is.
Yeah, so our 4 simple keys to put that Pleasure House Claw in logic. There was one at Grimchild at the tent check, one at Stagnest Stag, one at Soul Eater, and one at Essence was the 4th one. To put all of that in logic.
Yeah, neither of you checked Essence, I think, in this race. So.
I did check. I knew about the simple key, but it was like 650 Essence or something. I would not grind that much Essence. Wait, I did have Essence, actually. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we lost
750, I think. So, yeah.
And shoutouts to Vanilla / being with the game hands on.
Random, man. I had a little giggle there.
The other things we were missing, Kingsbrand. Kingsbrand was at the Mask Shard Crossroads Dome. To see it.
Always celebrating at Go.
And we're looking for God Tuner as well, which was at Shadecloak, so behind Kingsbrand.
Nice.
Where was Cyclone?
Good question. Clone Slash was at Kalo 1. Oh yeah, you found the correct 2 nail arts there.
I am glad. I'm glad I didn't go up there, because I would do Kolo 1 if it was my last go.
That's
Unbreakable Charm. Only found strength.
Oh, that was at Grabs. 13 Grabs.
Should have checked.
I was going for 4 shops and was just hoping at the big room, and you marked 4 shops, so I just went to check Grabs on the way, since I didn't really have anything else to do.
Yeah, so for chat, our 4 Dream Nails. One was at City Storeroom Stag that we saw. One was in Waterways. One was at Palm Relic. And one was in Dark Deep Nest. So all sort of spread out. It was in Left Waterways, so we only saw the Dung Defender and like Isma's Grove stuff from Edgy, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't check here though.
You both kind of lucked out with none of the checks you left behind being anything. Nothing it looks like at Hive Mask Shard. Nothing it looks like behind Soulmaster, behind the Claw Locked checks. Because we were worried. We were like, if there's a goal like God Tuner at Hollowness Seal Soul Sanctum, we're never getting that.
Yeah, I think the other one that we didn't see was Lurian. What was there, which was also left behind?
Good question. What was at Lurian? It was just a rancid egg at Lurian. So yeah, you're safe.
Oh.
And
Also,
Real
I'm
Master's
sorry
Glory had our hidden station stag.
I'm sorry, Edgy, that I got all the random goals, like almost all of those. It happened in my race with Pyros too. I just got all the lucky goals every time.
I mean, Edgy had had done the like Willow check before you, but I think just skipped over the Mass Shard Queen station
Yeah.
for I think routing towards a goal, and that was where Great Slash was. So there were a couple of times like that. Similarly, I think Heavy Blow was somewhere that we were surprised that
It was
Gundam got it
Mato.
because it was at Motto in Cliffs. Just the goal rush from Edgy side not quite paying dividends because there were some checks that Gundam managed to snake on the second pass through those areas.
Yep. Lucky me, I guess.
Yeah. Also, I'm very sorry about that lantern location. Like when both of you were walking towards Hive Night, I was saying something like Lantern likes to be in cursed places like Hive. So that's I managed to curse them in there.
I called it to its exact location. You'll love to see it.
That's anti-commentator curse.
GG's
but-
again.
Yeah, GG's.
Yeah, so this was winner's side, which congrats to you both. This has been a bracket full of killers. So with that, Gundam is going to advance to fight the inimitable Mike P9333 in winner's semis. And Edgy is going to drop to losers and fight Tash. So you both have some bracket demons in your future for sure. So best of luck with the upcoming matches.
Yeah.
Thank you. I will need it.
Same.
And speaking of upcoming matches, we have one more in just a little bit. At 8 p.m. Eastern, we've got Jetfire 44 versus Locus SK, two upper bracket players with an impressive amount of upsets to their name fighting off in winner's side. That'll be on this channel in just a couple hours. And yeah, I think that's about it from me. Anything else from either Runner or from you, Aiden?
I think that's it. Just thanks for everyone for watching the race. Thanks for you two guys playing. Thanks for you coming with me.
It was fun.
Yeah, thanks for commentating. GG's again, Edgy.
Yeah, GG's.
GG's.